Hello, this is Bodhisattva. I'm playing Ganesha here on Zen versus the Beasts of Northrend. This is us in the Trial of the Crusader. And as we begin the pull here, a couple things to note right away is the tanks are going to be switching off aggro on the Impaler. And they can essentially take 2 stacks of the Impale, and they need to be calling for taunts off of one another. The other thing that this boss does is he puts a firebomb down there, as you can see, and it's essential that you run out of that as quickly as possible. More fire to get away from. You see it kind of spreads out there. The other tactic this boss has is the snowballs, which are critical that you get off of people. We call it the monkey on the back. And essentially it's an ad that'll jump onto you and latch itself on you and start to drain your health. This is probably a good example of what not to do here in some situations. If you have a snowballed on your back, don't run toward your ranged DPS. The ranged DPS need to have a macro made or be good at tab targeting to get a hold of those snowballs, get them off the person, and then continue DPSing on the boss. And the last thing you want to do as somebody with a snowball on you is run toward your ranged DPS, especially hunters. You know, if you got a hunter laden group like we did this encounter, don't get too close and just stand still. Let them take care of it. Maybe announce and then if the raid leader asks you to get the snowballed off and see I'm chasing somebody down with the snowball, and that's really not the most effective way to do it. But at any rate, that's essentially the fight. There is the impales on the tanks, the fire bombs, as well as the snowballs. And looks like we've kind of got our arms around this portion of the fight. And we'll go ahead and close out the Impaler here, and we'll move on to 2 gigantic Jorgamars. And he's down. Dread Scale and Acid Maw will appear next, and you need to assign a tank 1 to each. One will be stationary, one will be kited around the room. And you want to open up DPS straight away on Acid Maw. Acid Maw's got to go down quickly. He's the one that does the most damage and makes the fight the most difficult. And this part of the encounter certainly is the most difficult part of the encounter. Probably for this reason right here. Toxin on you. You'll get a poison on you that will start to do damage to you and slow you, eventually freezing you in place. If you do not move quickly toward the player with the fire on them, that will certainly kill you. And if you have deadly boss mods, the person with the fire is indicated with the skull. Right now it's our off tank. And we will talk more about this portion of the encounter in part 2 of Zen versus the Beasts of Northrend.